Next up, it's our fourth and final first-round matchup in the ongoing Team 3D Invitational Tag Team Tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Team 3D Tag Team Invitational quarterfinal match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing the Latino Nation, Homicide and Hernandez, the Latin American Exchange.
Where are they?
Well, wait a minute. Hold on, Don. Something's going on. Something's going on in the back. What is this? Well, that's Big Hernandez of LAX. He's down. He's out. The British Invasion right over the top of him. And Brutus Magnus even has Hernandez feaster-fired case. Oh, it's pretty clear to me that the British Invasion is struck and they laid out Supermex.
Well, I'll tell you what, we don't have any proof of that. I mean, we know that Hernandez is knocked out and Homicide's upset, but I don't think anybody has seen these guys do this. I'd like to get more information before we just start throwing blame around.
Oh, it's got their fingerprints all over it, as we see. Doug Williams lead the way, then Brutus Magnus with Hernandez feaster-fired case, and the big man, Rob Terry.
Now the question is, what are they going to do? Are they going to just go ahead and give these guys the match for the simple fact that LAX can't come out here? I mean, this has gotten this situation interesting. But one thing about it, the British invasion. Wait a minute, see what's going on.
Tú estás bien, tú estás bien. Come on, háblame. No,
Listen to me, listen. You've got to go do this match.
No,
I
can't go.
Do this
I
match.
can't go.
We got it. We'll take care of it.
You got it.
Go do your
Please
thing.
take care of my brother.
We will. Go
Take
do
care
your
of
thing. We got it.
En serio, I'm matando. Matame, p. Get us some help. We need some help.
TNA official Terry Taylor directing Homicide up the entrance ramp, and he's got to go it alone here in this tag team tournament match.
Well, obviously, there's more questions than answers, and Terry Taylor made the decision to send Homicide out there. But you talk about a handicap situation, that's what he's going to be in. But I'll tell you what, Rob Terry paid the price by being in his way on the ramp, that's for sure.
Feeling the pain from that feaster-fired case. Homicide on fire. I think Homicide realizes that he's got to take advantage quickly against the British Invasion, and he does. Suicide dive takes out both Doug Williams and Brutus Magnus.
Well, that's what he's going to have to do. He's just going to have to be relentless and keep this thing going as much as he can, because one thing we know about is the British Invasion, their confidence is high. I mean, we heard Brutus Magnus earlier just talking about what they were going to do to all their opponents in this tag team tournament, and you can see Doug Williams starting right up.
Well, Brutus Magnus talked to Don and I earlier today as Homicide connects with the spinning neckbreaker, then follows right up on Williams in the corner with those big clubbing blows to the back of the head. He told us, Don, that he understands the landscape finally around here in TNA, that it's Americans first, it's everybody else second, and he realized that he wasn't going to survive on his own. He went back across the pond to England, and he brought back Rob Terry and Doug Williams together. They are the British Invasion, and they are starting their rampage here tonight.
Well, one thing about it, they've got a big advantage without Supermex being out here, because that guy is just such an X factor in so many matches. But the British Invasion can't be thinking about that now. They got to do one thing, and that's make sure they take care of Homicide.
Elbow catches Magnus coming in. Homicide going to go high risk off the top. Dual drop kick. One leg for Williams, one leg for Magnus.
You wonder how long, though, he can keep this momentum. I mean, he's going on anger right now. He's going on suspicion that these guys had something to do with Hernandez's incapacity to get out here, and that right now is just fueling him. The bottom line is this is a numbers game, and it's going to come back to haunt him if he's not careful.
I think Homicide has all the proof that he needs as he turns around into the clothesline from Brutus Magnus. I think he's as certain as I am that the British Invasion are guilty on all counts when it comes to injuring Hernandez.
I've always believed none of what you hear and half of what you see, but right now it's all British Invasion. They're just the size, the numbers game. They're just kind of taking it over, and you can see Homicide seems to be running out of steam. And hey, listen, I'm an LAX fan, always have been. How can you not like these guys? But right now, it just seems like an impossible task.
How about this situation with Mick Foley looking for help, looking for somebody to assist him? The proposed hostile takeover of his own office by Kurt Angle for later tonight. That's what Angle's told everybody. But it seemed to be that the Motor City Machine Guns were more interested in the identity of Suicide than they were in helping Mick Foley.
Well, I'll tell you what, don't think it's just me. I think the Guns and just about everybody is sick of Suicide's act, and I'm pretty sure that the Guns have a good idea as to who's wearing that mask, and I'm going to let you guys know, expect a blockbuster tonight when it's revealed.
Double team move by the Invasion. Oh, a necktie as they wrap the arms around Homicide and drive him directly down to the mat. And Williams and Magnus have finally exploited what you were talking about earlier, that numbers game.
Well, absolutely, and they're feeding off the booze from the crowd. To them, that's like cheers, because they know that they're the enemy here in this arena, and you got to admire that. I mean, they're not worrying about it whatsoever. They're just doing their job.
Earlier we mentioned that we haven't seen Sting in TNA since he lost the world title to Mick Foley at Lockdown. He's the subject of this week's Ask.com question, and it is, who did Sting beat for his first world title? If you want to know the answer, go to Ask.com. Magnus off the top, nothing but canvas on the way down.
That was a situation where he just took too much time getting up there. I mean, if you're going to go high risk and you're going to go up to the top rope, you got to do it quickly. Somebody like Homicide recognizes that. Somebody like Homicide will sit there and let you put yourself up there, and then when you commit, he gets out of the way, and that's exactly what Homicide needed. But the problem is, he's got a fresh Doug Williams in the ring.
Williams taken overhead by Homicide. Magnus in illegally. Shoots Homicide into the ropes, and Homicide's right on him. Dropped him on his head with the Tornado DDT.
I mean, Homicide impressive. I mean, the guy's got no quit. That's one thing we know about him. I mean, this guy, you want to fight, he'll give you a fight. But the bottom line is he's going to have to pin one of these guys fast or the British Invasion's moving on.
Williams up on top. Homicide follows, but you can see the arm. You can see the hand and now the full body of Rob Terry, who hooked onto the leg of Homicide and stopped the offensive move.
This could be what the British Invasion needs.
European uppercut off the top by Williams.
Here it is.
Homicide for the cover, for the pin and the 3 count.
Here are your winners, the British Invasion.
British Invasion promised us that tonight they would leave their mark, their stamp on TNA. And Brutus Magnus, Doug Williams, accompanied by Rob Terry, do exactly that. British Invasion advanced in the 3D Tag Team Tournament.